Hey, Schlatt, I got one for you.
Yeah.
I heard your didn't work last night.
Oh.
Care to expand on that?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually,
No,
so
well, I mean, there's not much to say when the doesn't work. There's
No.
not much to do either. You just kind of say, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's not working tonight."
Do you have any other?
You know, Schlatt, it sounds just the way that you describe that right now. Sex with you sounds like a visit to the DMV.
You gotta make an appointment.
You gotta make an appointment, and if you don't have all the paperwork there, it's sorry.
And you often don't have the paperwork.
Sit down.
The quotas are often not met.
God, if there's anything that has the energy of a 40-year-old man, it is that aspect.
I got someone arrested recently.
What?
I
Really?
guess that's embarrassing.
Yeah,
That's significant. I wouldn't say as much like what was
Embarrassing
it?
for
Were you
them.
not
Maybe.
supposed-
we were street racing, and the
What?
cop went after him.
I
You were
don't
drag
really-
racing?
I guess
What?
that's
We
not
weren't drag
embarrassing.
racing. We were just going fast.
You shouldn't do that.
That is embarrassing. You knucklehead.
Not for me.
Tell me about it.
Well, I was on my way home from the office. I have a bit of a drive.
Yeah.
And there's this big long street between
Oh,
my
I know.
office and my home.
the
Oh yeah,
the downward thing?
road.
yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Some guy comes up to this red light I'm stopped at. He's going quick. I could tell he's got a yellow Camaro. All fictional, by the way. This never happened.
Yeah, just like my trip to the airport, fictional.
All the
Right.
bombs.
Right, exactly.
Everything that happens in
And the
Austin
light.
is fictional.
And the light turns green. Austin isn't even real. The light turns green. We both gun it, and the next light, there's another guy who joins in, and these two cars are faster than mine.
What is this? Like a TV
and so
show?
they,
What's going on?
and so they. Well, here's what happens. Here's what
This is
happens,
gonna get
right? So we initiate the racing at the first light. We both gun it to the next light. It's red. There's another guy there that starts racing. We gun it again, and then these two pull. It's a 3-lane road. We pull up, and there's a car in the left lane, which means I stay behind, right?
right.
These two cars go again at the third light,
Oh my
and that's
God.
when the cop comes. Awkward.
And then they thought that the cop was racing too, so they kept going.
Yeah, they kept
And now
going,
they're
bro.
in jail for life.
And listen, it just so happens that if you want to go fast, don't buy a car that looks like a race car, because they're gonna go for the fucking bright yellow Camaro instead of the dark, unassuming vehicle that you drive.
Dude,
With no license plate.
With your experience, I believe that, because you got pulled over for being like 5 over the speed limit when you were in that Ferrari.
Yeah, 5 over the speed limit is still a $300 ticket. So you might just, if you're gonna get pulled over for little shit, you might as well just start racing.
That's the thing that bothers me the most about Texas, is that the way that they make up for the fact that they don't have any state tax on
Yeah, they
shit
fuck
is
you.
that everything else is expensive.
Mhm.
Everything else. And they have speed traps everywhere.
Yeah, every small town in Texas is
It's
just
kinda
riddled with
messed up.
cops looking for speeding charges.
I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but I got pulled over in Sudan, Texas in 2018. Yeah, Sudan.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically there's a big long highway that goes through Texas if you're trying to, because I was coming from Albuquerque and going to Austin, and we were driving that entire way from New Mexico. And once you enter in Texas, it's like a 70-mile-per-hour highway. But in between those stretches of 70 miles per hour, it drops down to a 45-mile-per-hour speed limit for like 3 houses. And this change happens within like 1,000 feet, which when you're driving in a car, that's like maybe 30 seconds.
Oh yeah, the speed changes. The speed limit changes every second when you're driving down one of those roads, cutting through towns and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's a long-
terrible. That's how
it's-
they get you.
Yeah, so it's like, and the way that's, if you don't know this, if you don't drive, the way that speed limits work is that once you pass a sign, then you've entered into a new speed zone, quote unquote. The speed limit changes the moment you pass a sign, not after, not like until you slow down to that speed. So it's like, it changes from 70 to 45, and then there's a cop right there, and he gets me right away. And I had weed in the car.
Oh, big sin. Big sin. Did he get you?
Fictionally. No, actually.
Oh, thank God. You don't want to know what happens if you go to prison in Sudan.
That's like that's a whole story. But I mean, I was coming from California and legally going back to Massachusetts. So,
But listen, man.
And
listen,
fictionally
man.
had
They're
weed in
waiting
the
for you
car.
at the border. They're waiting for you.
yeah, they are.
You just take it in a plane instead.
Or eat it, or put it in a little
Eat it.
plastic bag
Yeah.
and eat the Hank?
Would you smuggle a pound of cocaine in your ass?
No. Let me tell you another story.
Charlie looked like he was ready to leave that weed conversation.
No, I wouldn't. You don't know anything about a real race until you're racing for your life in front of a suspended Ford F-150 on the Vermont back roads with no lights. There could be a moose anywhere. It's hailing. They've got their brights on. They're like lifted up, dude. You know nothing about
Dude,
you're being
fight
chased?
or flight.
Dude, I'm jazzed right now. Charlie's got something. He just you awoke
There,
something.
I
in him.
know there are listeners that are going to relate to this. So I just did this drive earlier, actually. It gets dark really early here. And people stop working after it gets dark, which means all these fucking people, and especially back here, they've got four-wheel drive, snow tire, like get out of the fucking way, big-ass truck, they lift it up, no rock, no beast is gonna stop that goddamn
They
thing.
got the
If it
chains
hits
on the
if it
wheels?
hits a moose, you're gonna be able to look into the eyes first, all right? But
They got
here's
chains
the
on
thing.
the wheels?
Oh, they got chains everywhere, baby. They got all their bases covered. So here's the thing. I'm just driving my Honda down these roads. I'm not proud. I have two-wheel drive. I have summer tires. You know, I skid, I skeet. And I'm coming around the corners, and usually it's pretty nice. These roads are 5 or 50 mile an hour speed limits. There's not really any cops back here. It's just like fucking wilderness and random ass turns, and occasionally a town where it goes to 25 and then back up again, where you could get like someone could be there.
This is the
But-
area you currently live?
Yeah. This is like
I
pretty
didn't
close
realize
to
you
me.
lived so far out in the middle of nowhere.
No, it's just like to get to places around. You have to. The drives are usually like this. As soon as you pull off the interstate, it becomes this.
Right.
And you will start to see there's plenty of nice people that will just follow behind you, right? But when you're in this 2-lane road, the fucking opposing lane becomes the passing lane for these people. So they will cruise up in their truck and they will
the high
tailgate you
beams.
with like 1 inch. Oh, they got the high beams on. It's like
Yeah.
reflecting directly into your eyes. You can't see anything, so you start going faster, man. Your instincts start kicking in, but you're not going fast enough because they close the fucking distance and they say, nice, but that's not enough. Let's speed up a little more. I swear to God, they will not relent, dude. The only thing you can do is pray for your life that they decide to because they will literally speed past you at like 80 fucking miles an hour, like on a turn, just go. I don't know where these people are. I don't know if they're real. I don't know if it's like some sort of like
They're
fucking
specters, like they're the wild
I don't know if it's
hunt.
some kind of like Ghost Rider that like if it catches me, I go to hell. But
Dude,
that's
they're
what
the
it
fucking-
feels like when I'm on the road.
They're the fucking specters, dude.
You can't even brake check them because they'll
So-
hit you and then
No,
force you off the
because
road.
Bad
You will
idea.
turn into a fucking like crushed can, dude. Of Diet. You will be gone.